Hello again, welcome to MasterCAM courses. We're gonna talk about how can we create different product actually, and in that lecture we try to improve our perspective about how can we create any toolpath for an 3-axis model. Okay, when we look at that model and of course, first of all, we need to turn to top view. So you can see that our top view is not correct right now. Actually, it is also possible to change our VCS instead of changing to our model. This is the model orientation perspective I try to follow but it's not necessary. You can also change your VCS. So you need to turn to here, and then you can easily change your VCS. That's also possible, but I don't like to that step to use. I don't like that, so that's why I prefer to use the different orientation for my model. Okay, I don't like to change the MasterCAM VCS according to my model. Okay, let's focus on here. I need to change my C-plane. I'm gonna turn to right view. After that, I can turn to the transform and rotate options. So I need to select my model, and we need to hit the end selection. And then I just need to write my degree here. Okay, so we can also consider our method. It can be move method. And then I just need to hit OK button. After that, I can turn to the top C-plane and then right mouse button and clear color options. Okay, that's it. This is the top view. It's okay right now. Of course, it's also possible to use top center of VCS approach here. So to be able to handle this one, I need to turn to the wireframe, and we need to hit the bounding box option and select my model and hit the end selection button. And then you can see that it's a shape. I prefer to use the rectangle shapes, and then I just need to hit OK button. And after that, let me turn to the line endpoints. I can start from here to here. Okay, this is my diagonal line. After that, I can turn to the transform and move the origin options, and then I just need to select my midpoint for this line, and then that's it. I can turn to the here and clear color options, and then I can turn to here, so we can hit that selection, select all line entities, and then we can hit the delete button. Of course, and that's it. You can also see the some point here. We can delete this one as well. Anyway, so according to this perspective, let me save my file. Okay, this is my example and the 6. After that, let's start with face toolpath. Okay, this is the MasterCAM 2024, by the way. Okay, let me turn to 2D by hitting that button, and then we can also change our distance. It can be 5, and then let me turn to the wireframe and bounding box, and then we need to select our model and hit the OK button. And then, as you can see here, my model is created automatically, but I just realized that we are working on the in system. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let me change it. So we can turn to the file, and we can turn to the start mode, and then we can change it and with millimeter, and then let me scale my part, and that's it. We are ready right now. Okay, to be able to check everything is fine, maybe, and we should turn to the 2D with the 5mm, and then I can turn to the wireframe and bounding box, and then we can select this one and hit here. Yeah, everything seems fine. Let me analyze here. You know that is correct actually, and the stock distance for us. Anyway, let me save my file. Okay, we are working on the millimetric system right now, and then let me select my machine. I'm gonna turn to the machine section, mill and default, and after that, and let me use the right mouse button here, mill toolpath, and then we can turn to the face toolpath. I just need to select my chain. Of course, this is the solid model selection. I don't want to use that stuff. I'm gonna turn to the wireframe, and we can turn to the chain options. This is the partial chain. This is the chain. I just need to hit any one of my entities, and then we're gonna select it all of them, and then I just need to hit OK button. This one, and then everything seems fine. This is my toolpath. We can also change our toolpath. This is the toolpath and option. Let me turn to the tool to be able to create my tool. I'm gonna hit here. Most of the time I prefer to use actually 10 millimeters diameter tool like this one, and let me organize my feed rate and my cutting speed according to my tool diameter and number of the flutes. Actually my feed rate and spindle speed is calculated automatically. Okay, let me turn to the linking parameters. We can organize here. This is the 25, this can be 10, this can be 0, this is my top of stock, and then this is gonna be actually my and depth position can be 0. Okay, and then we can turn to the cut parameters. When we turn to the cut parameters, I prefer to use the zigzag options with step over, and the 50% of my tool diameter, it's gonna be 5 millimeter. Stock delime on the floor can be 0, and then we can also organize roughing angle with and the 35 degree, and then we can also change the high speed loops here. Okay, so this is high speed loops organized here. In actually 2024 you can also organize your roll in options for this one, but I don't want to use it right now. So you can see that we're gonna cut 0 to 0. This is the top of stock. Okay, this is the top of my stock position with absolute coordinate system, and this is the depth position according to actually and the MasterCAM VCS. So we can easily use that stuff. This is 0 to 0, so it means that we don't want to write any depth cuts here. Okay, and then let me hit OK button, and then we're gonna see our toolpath. Okay, if you also would like to organize your stock and other stuff, okay, you can turn to the wireframe and banding box options. You can select your model and hit the OK button. Of course, you need to turn to the 3D. Okay, so you can see that this is actually stock is created automatically. You're gonna use the actually create geometry as a line, and the arcs is selected right now. It's also possible to create mesh or solid. Okay, that's all that stuff is possible. Okay, so let me turn to the advanced mode. What we can see here, okay, we can also use the create tool plane and other stuff, but I don't want to focus on that stuff. After that, let me turn to the properties and the stock setup options. When we hit here, we can easily organize our stock by using the actually rectangle and the stocks options here. You can see here actually we can easily select our model and hit the OK button, and then our stock is created automatically according to that perspective. But it's also possible to use actually bounding box options. You can see that this is the bounding box is created automatically. Yeah, you can see that that's options is already used. Okay, so I'm gonna use the rectangle, create rectangle stock options, and then we just need to hit OK button. Okay, so after that actually we can hit here to select all and the line, and then we can turn to the change section and then select this one to make that part unselected, and then we can delete all of them. So let me turn to the stock setup again and create rectangle shapes and select this one and this one. You can see that that's already used here. Okay, this is my stock is organized here. It is created right now. Okay, we can delete that one and we can create a new one. We can select here and here. You can see that it is created automatically, and then we just need to hit OK button. So everything seems fine. We just need to save our file. So let me turn back to actually simulation mode. This is the backload simulation. I can click here to see what we did. Okay, this is the perfect toolpath. And then actually it's also possible to use actually verification options. I just need to hit here and the processing right now. Yeah, that's fine. This is my stock actually. I just need to hit that button to see my stock. So everything seems fine right now. We are creating our face toolpath right now. It's also possible to create your contour toolpath. Okay, let me do that. And here I'm gonna turn back to contour toolpath. I'm gonna turn back to top view. Okay, let me start with this line. Okay, this is gonna also help us to see our lead in and lead out process when we turn to the CNC section. Actually, this is gonna be my tool. Okay, let me write my feed rate and my cutting speed here, like this one. And then we can turn to the linking parameters, and absolute 25, absolute 10, absolute 0, and absolute depth can be here. Okay, so let me turn to the cut parameters. Compensation type will be calculated by the computer, and my contour type, 2D contour type, we're gonna be on the left side according to my chain. Actually, this is the outside of my boundary. Okay, let me turn to the lead in process. I don't want to see the inner line. This is the line process. We're gonna see the radius with the 50% of move and my tool diameter with that sweep degree. Okay, so everything seems fine. Let me activate this part, and then I just need to write 5 mm as a depth of cut, and then let me hit OK button, and then we're gonna see all my toolpath like this. Okay, so perfect toolpath. Face toolpath and contour toolpath is quite important. This is the first step you should take actually, and after that we're gonna turn to actually and the other toolpath stuff here. Okay, and thank you very much for listening to me. I really appreciated your interest. This is the first step for 2D operations, and thank you very much and take care.